Okay, so this next story makes me angry. And when you first hear about it, you're probably going to say, Zach, how could you be angry about this?
Oh, so are you talking about the Biden administration announcing a $15 billion in funding to retool existing factories here in the U.S. so that way these factories can produce electric vehicles and batteries?
Yep.
Well, why are you upset about that, Zach? I mean, a policy to help make more EVs, isn't that what we stand for here on the show?
Look, the Department of Energy, as we reported here back in June, gave one of the biggest loans that they've ever given out to Ford, $9.2 billion, so that Ford could do exactly this, build more EV and battery factories. Last year, the Department of Energy gave a loan of $2.5 billion to GM for them to build Ultium battery factories in Tennessee and Michigan.
You led, and it matters. You did, Mary.
So the U.S. government is already helping GM and Ford with billions of our taxpayer dollars that may never be repaid because these companies will probably not exist in a few years. Now President Biden's Investing in America program is going to include an additional $2 billion in grants and $10 billion in loans to continue doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, if this is some big government program, can't Tesla get some of this money?
Not this $12 billion for two reasons. Number one, the money is for retooling existing ICE car factories to make EVs. And as we know, Tesla doesn't have existing ICE car factories. Number two, under the Domestic Conversion Grant Program, quote, higher scores will be given to projects that are likely to retain collective bargaining agreements. And so most likely this will be going to projects employing union workers.
Oh, I see, because collective bargaining agreements are unions.
Right.
And Tesla doesn't have any union workers.
Right. So look, as much as I like to see EVs on the roads and I'm in favor of policies that help incentivize people to make cleaner choices, this program is favoring legacy automakers. It just feels like a bailout. It doesn't feel like a level playing field. It seems like it's giving an unfair advantage to companies that lagged behind as opposed to companies like Tesla that were out in front. Now, there is $3.5 billion in funding, which is supposed to expand domestic manufacturing of batteries for electric vehicles and the nation's electrical grid. I hope under this program that Tesla can apply for some of this funding, but let us know what you think. Am I being too critical? Oh, and by the way, if I'm right, when they're not around in a few years, guess what? Mm-hmm. These companies, GM and Ford, they're partnering with Korean and Chinese companies to build these factories. They can't do it themselves. So what we're going to be left with is Korean and Chinese companies getting the benefits of this money, not American companies.
So basically what you're saying is there's going to be like LG and SK
They're just going to cut
factories,
Ford and GM off the signs and
then be like, oh, well, it's great that we have these factories now.
And we're selling batteries to Tesla.
Wow.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Tuesdays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below and head over to the Now You Know channel.